Today, we journey into the heart of our forests, exploring their rich history, diverse uses, and the adventures they offer. Discover how forest management sustains our cherished Northwoods.
Hello and welcome to Discover Wisconsin.
There's so many ways that we enjoy the outdoors, and we're hitting the trails to explore how our forests play a pivotal part in that experience. From the thrill of conquering trails, we shift gears to explore the broader world of off-road adventure. I'm in Mercer, Wisconsin, and it's time to turn things up a notch. We're gonna tear up the trails with the Dusty Loons. Let's ride. You are the president of the Dusty Loons. Can you just give us an overview of what the Dusty Loons are?
It's a club that was formed by several business owners in the area. We're here to help the community by keeping trails in great shape and getting more people to come up here and ride and enjoy the beautiful Northwoods. We have a 100-horse John Deere tractor, and we have different attachments to pull behind. Our trail system is a lot more user-friendly. You can go rent a machine anytime you want, 2-seater, 4-seater. You can go anywhere you need to go, grocery store, gas station. Go out and enjoy the trails. We have main arteries. You can go to the map and look at them. If you venture off into the backwoods somewhere, it's pretty easy to get back to a main artery again. You can't do that in a lot of places. I love being out on trails because I get to see the wildlife running around. The waterfalls are absolutely gorgeous.
Well, Six, I am so appreciative of you having me out. Should we get back on the trails?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
All right.
Leaving the dusty trails behind, we embark on a journey back in time to the heart of Wisconsin's logging history. We're at the Lumberjack Steam Train and Camp 5 Logging Museum. We're gonna learn about the history of lumber. I have never been to a place like this, so unique. To get here, you take this steam train.
That steam train has been running for almost 150 years on the same tracks.
For people that are unfamiliar with Camp 5, what exactly is it? What do you all have here?
Our family has been logging these acres for 150 years.
We're trying to preserve Wisconsin's forestry history, which really was such a big part of building the Midwest. But we're also trying to educate people as to sustainable forestry.
That's why the museum was started, to let other people know this is how you can do it. There's more trees in Wisconsin now than there were 100 years ago. These forests are beautiful, they're thriving, and that's what we really want to show people. This was originally the harness shop and the blacksmith shop, and then we just kept on expanding the museum to encase artifacts that have been donated over the years. Original logging tools, axes, some really old chainsaws. We have the original store that was in Laona that was brought out here. The nature center that shows everything that you'll find in the Northwoods. The petting corral, which is huge for the kids.
I bet those goats are a huge hit.
They get fatter and fatter through the summer because you can feed them grain and they love it. Over 50 years, we've been operating this as a museum. We'll have people who come in and say, gosh, I remember being a kid and being here. I'm just so excited that you're still running and I get to show my kids the same location.
And they're bringing their grandchildren.
Yeah.
I'm at the Forest Products Laboratory in Madison, Wisconsin, and today we're going to learn about all the exciting ways that we use wood in our everyday lives. Let's go. Give me the overview. What is the Forest Products Laboratory?
When we think about wood, people think about the things that they use every day, that wood is really visible. Here at the lab, in addition to thinking about how we utilize wood, we think about the health and welfare of the forests. We really want to focus on sustainability, and so trees are, of course, renewable resources. So we like to really think about the best way to utilize that wood.
I'm excited to get going and start this tour.
Let's do it. Our next stop here at the Forest Products Laboratory is to go to our lab where we talk about wood preservation. And we are going to meet with Grant Kirker.
Hello, Grant. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Welcome.
All right, let's go check it out.
Sure. Our main focus is looking at all the things, both biotic and abiotic, that can destroy wood in service, providing methods that prolong the useful service life. Wood protection is actually a very important part of sustainable forest management. Prolonging the useful service life of wood, you actually decrease the amount of harvest used to replace said wood.
Next up on the tour, I'm meeting with Raphael, a botanist and collection manager at the Center for Wood Anatomy Research.
Here at the Center for Wood Anatomy Research, we house the largest historic and geographically and taxonomically diverse collections of wood in the world.
Wow.
It represents 16,000 species from all over the world, 105,000 specimens of wood that are housed here. And all these collections are used by our scientists basically for forensic wood identification and for wood anatomy research. One of the big services that we provide is that anyone in the US can send a piece of wood here to be identified. So the wood collection basically is made out of drawers of wood samples. This is the species, the family, and the serial number of the collection.
How do you say that species?
Scorodopleus senkeri.
Wow, that's why he's the expert, folks.
This is the tool that was developed here. It's called the Xylotron. And it uses machine learning to identify wood according to the models that we trained.
So it's this thing. And bam.
Boehlke.
Boehlke.
Yeah, so
There
it is.
From the fascinating world of forest science, we shift our focus to the practical applications of wood. I'm at Wisconsin Tiny Homes in Elroy, Wisconsin, and they're putting me to work. I'm gonna go build a tiny home, and I have a feeling I'm gonna nail it. Let's build some tiny homes! Woo! Sweet. All right, we are putting up this rough-faced shiplap. One nail at a time. Here we go.
So here's where you want to nail it, right there. Push the gun.
Ready? Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I'm gonna finally nail this one. Yes! What's your favorite part about the process?
Finishing up the plan is really fun because then you have this image of what it's gonna look like and what you're working towards. The best part is finishing it. Everything's done and you can see the product of all your work.
Ooh, that's so cute. It's really sleek in here. Why is wood such an important material for these builds?
Wood's durable and long-lasting. It really makes the space feel like a home.
Okay, so this is your home full time. It's so adorable. So how long have you been in this space?
It's been over 7 years since we finished.
Where do you put all your clothes?
Well,
You gotta downsize
I did
a
have to
little
downsize, but I mean, how many clothes do you actually
That's
need?
the thing. When I go into my closet, I could get rid of 3/4 of it. So you really are just picking the things that you actually need. Would you ever go back to living in a non-tiny home?
Not by choice.
Mark and Alyssa, thank you so much for showing me around and teaching me all about tiny homes. When I'm ready for my first tiny home, I know who to call. For our next stop, we climb into the canopy for a unique overnight experience. I'm staying at the Boulder Ridge Treehouse in Bayfield, Wisconsin, right off of Lake Superior. Oh wow, this is so cute. You are literally sleeping amongst the trees. I just love the woodwork here. They actually found all this driftwood in Lake Superior. It's so beautiful, so intricate. This is gonna be a really great place to stay. And this is the best part. This porch goes around the entire treehouse, and you're just out here completely surrounded by nature and trees. There is nothing better than this, and it's the perfect place to relax. So I'm just gonna take a break before our next spot and enjoy it. When you think about whiskey, you don't normally think about wood, but there is a connection. I'm at Dancing Goat Distillery in Cambridge, Wisconsin, and I'm gonna meet up with the owner, Nick Moss, to learn about the connection between wood and whiskey. So what is the connection between wood and whiskey?
And so legally, whiskey has to be aged in charred oak wooden containers. Whiskey is what it is legally because of wood. It is what it is literally when you taste it because of wood. Caramelized hemicellulose, caramelized lignin, caramelized vanillin. Whiskey actually goes in here clear and comes out brown, which is so beautiful, miraculous, and spectacular.
Okay, so we're in the rick house. What exactly is a rick house?
The rick house is a proper name for a structure used to age barrels on ricks. So that's what these wooden racks here are called, is they're ricks. So it's a building that's meant to respirate in one direction and minimize sparking and maximize the amount of barrels you can fit in one space. By allowing this wooden barrel to interact with the outside and be properly ventilated, we're actually using the physical wood to encourage the chemical reactions that create the flavonoids that we love.
There's a whole science behind it.
It's crazy. This is meant to give all the caramel, all the tannin, all the vanillin. And so what container you use really matters. Whiskey making should be really intentional. And when it's really intentional, great things can happen. If you'd like to leave your mark on the Dancing Goat, get your finger up there and get it coated, and then give us a nice roll. Give me a nice roll. And you have left your mark on the Dancing Goat. Shalom, my friend. Oh, she did it. Have a nice day.
All right, Nick, it's the moment I've been waiting for. I want to taste this whiskey.
Years of wood has gone into this. Cheers.
Hey, nice to see you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Cheers.
Friends for life.
I'm in a rick
house. Rick house.
Now it's time to see how some people get creative with timber. I'm at Bare Butt Carvings in Medford, Wisconsin, and it's time to chop it up with Ray. Tell me about Bare Butt Carvings and how you started in the first place.
About 2010, I was kind of losing my eyesight, and I found out all of a sudden I could draw. Once I got my eyes fixed, I couldn't draw anymore. I thought I'm going to try chainsaw carving because I grew up as a logger. Grabbed the saw and I got hooked then. Whenever I get a fresh piece of wood out there, I feel excitement and nervousness at the same time. And I'm just hoping that I don't screw it up. But the big thing is you never give up.
What is the feeling when you finish a sculpture and it looks amazing?
It's like, whew, I didn't blow this one.
Do you ever have a hard time saying goodbye to the sculptures?
Oh yeah, I get attached to them.
Maybe I can do some sawing?
Oh yeah.
He's like, maybe not, maybe not. Now it's time to see how we can use wood to up our barbecue game. I'm in Crivitz, Wisconsin at Smokey Woods. They make premium barbecue wood products to elevate your smoking and grilling experience.
I started to dabble in backyard barbecue, and then I moved to Wisconsin, did a competition and kind of caught the bug. And from there, started competing really every weekend around the state and fell in love with barbecue. As I was competing, realizing there weren't any really high quality wood products out there for the cooking industry. We wanted to create something that was consistent, kiln dried, that performed the way it should every time you cook with it. For us, this is a way to create a sustainable product through what we're doing, so that it's not just getting cut down and burnt, it's being processed into a wood product that people can enjoy it when people are cooking.
So you can actually taste the difference in the flavors. The species of wood really does affect the food that you're eating.
You can, yeah. So hardwoods are going to produce a thicker, denser smoke, whereas fruit woods are going to produce a lighter smoke. A pecan or an apple or a cherry are going to have a sweeter taste to it than if you're cooking with a hardwood like a hickory or an oak.
All right, well, I am starving. So what are we barbecuing today?
Some St. Louis pork spare ribs, pulled pork, and then we're gonna do tomahawk ribeye steaks, and we'll showcase different ways of cooking each of those with our product. For the pulled pork, we're using post oak and cherry on those, some mesquite to finish those steaks. The ribs, we've been using our pellets on those with our Ultimate Blend pellets for those.
All right, well, I think it's lunchtime, so
I do
can
too.
we go eat?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
awesome.
eat. I can really taste that smoky, yet kind of fruity flavor of the cherry wood.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's subtle, but it's there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, we got a lot of food here, and we have some friends, so
yeah.
Y'all dig in?
Come join.
Let's go. Are the ribs your favorite?
Yeah.
Inspiring the next wave of conservationists is crucial. Our journey continues with the Ruffed Grouse Society, where we'll learn about their efforts to create sustainable habitats for these unique birds. I'm with Jim Woodford, biologist at the Ruffed Grouse Society. Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me out. Thanks for meeting with me.
Anytime I can get out in the woods is a good day for me.
So you are a biologist at the Ruffed Grouse Society. First of all, what is the society?
Yeah, the Ruffed Grouse Society is a nonprofit organization promoting the habitat for the birds, and we do that through active management of the forests and also some of the non-forested habitats that they need.
Yeah, what is your favorite part about your job when you think about all the different aspects that you handle?
Trying to identify different birds, like the birds singing in our background here today. I hear a red-eyed vireo, and there's a black-throated green warbler in this forest behind us calling, and that's a chipping sparrow over there. So,
he's good.
But I also enjoy the people.
Trees for Tomorrow is an environmental education center open to the public. And we're also open to school groups and other camps who want to come for overnight field trips.
Today, we'll be taking out a group of high schoolers to just learn about what a biologist does in northern Wisconsin, hopefully encouraging them to pursue a career just like I did.
So we really specialize in multi-day experiences where teachers, camp counselors bring their kids up and they want to learn about the forests and the waters of Wisconsin. And we lead them on hikes, canoes, and we teach them all about the wonderful natural resources around them.
This week we have 30 high school students from all over the state, and they are going out and spending some time with professionals in the natural resource world.
And then we do have some adult programs. If you're interested in mushrooms and foraging, we have some programs like that tailored to adults. It's so important, especially for the youth, to learn that our forest ecosystem is important in lots of different ways. It's important for the animals, it's important for the plants, but it's also an important resource for us. They're gonna grow up and they're gonna be the ones who are taking care of it. So how can we make sure that we keep that resource going?
Trees for Tomorrow was founded on the premise of forest management. Executives in the paper industry saw that their resources were quickly dwindling. 9 executives in the pulp and paper industry got together and formed Trees for Tomorrow with the mission statement of for every tree that was cut down, 2 were going to be planted in its place.
Why is forest management so important?
Trees and soil and water, they're all so interconnected. We use them for recreation, we can use them for resource management, but if we do it in the right way, we can also make sure that there's good habitat for animals. By managing a forest, you help extend the age of that forest. You know, a lot of kids come up here and they think, wow, you should never ever cut a tree. I think it's a really big misconception, and it's understandable because when you drive down the road and you see this really nice forest, it makes you feel a certain way, and then if you look across the road and it's a logging site, you feel a certain different way. I think the positive message that we want kids to walk away is that it's okay to use our natural resources. We encourage it, but we can do it in such a way that is helpful and non-harmful to our environment. So a lot of our species here in Wisconsin, they like an early aged forest. The only way to get that is either through really big disturbance events like storms or through harvesting. And if we need those resources anyway to build houses, paper, why not do it in such a way that creates those early forests and brings in things like ruffed grouse?
Ruffed grouse is a good indicator of a healthy forest, but also a healthy managed forest. We want to see early, young forests, middle-aged forests, and old forests. And there's times of year when ruffed grouse are bringing their young chicks that have just hatched into those areas because that's where the insects are located. Knowing the biology and ecology of the species and also how the forest kind of works is a big part of my job.
I've had such an amazing adventure here in the forests of Wisconsin. I've experienced the woods when it comes to recreation, education, and none of this would be possible without proper forest management. That's why it is so important to conserve and nurture our healthy forests. We've journeyed through the history, uses, and future of our forests. Effective forest management not only preserves our natural heritage, but also sustains a way of life. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating exploration through the Northwoods. Until next time, keep exploring and cherishing the natural world around you.